Okay. So, today I will be talking about Mahavira's Ganita Sara Sangraha. So, the outline is something like this. First is the introduction, then the arithmetical operations and operations with 0, squares, cubes, square roots, cube roots, arithmetical and geometric progressions, chiti, summation, manipulations with fractions and solutions of equations, and mixed problems including interest calculations. So, this is the outline of the first lecture on Mahavira's Ganita Sara Sangraha. So, Mahavira was a Digambara Jain who lived in the later part of the rule of Amogha Nrupatunga 815 to 877 CE, a king who ruled for a long period, a great king of the Rashtrakuta dynasty ruling over North Karnataka, parts of Andhra, Maharashtra and other parts of India also. Mahavira wrote an extensive Sanskrit treatise called Ganita Sara Sangraha, so whose the literal translation is Compendium of the Essence of Mathematics, about 850 CE. Pati Ganita of Sridhara, which is around 750 Christian era, is another important work of the same era, but I will not be covering that separately, as Mahavira's work will include most of the results in Sridhara's Pati Ganita as well as another work by him called Trishatika. It also introduced several new topics, and it is written in the style of a textbook and provides a rich source of information on ancient Indian mathematics. What is very significant is that the earlier works we considered, Aryabhata, Aryabhatiya and Brahmasputa Siddhanta, they are mainly works on astronomy, and mathematics was a part of it. A Ganita Pada in Aryabhatiya, so about 33 verses or so, and in Brahmasputa Siddhanta, though very major things and mathematics have been done, it is a small part of the treatise as such. So, that is understandable because much of the development of mathematics in the earlier times, both in the Indian tradition and the Greek tradition and many other traditions, went hand in hand with astronomy, because astronomy was the exact sciences and they required several tools to express things in the mathematical manner for the precise description. So, it is not surprising that many of the mathematical developments are very closely associated with astronomy. See, for instance, trigonometry was basically developed in the context of astronomy, and later that the concept of instantaneous velocity, all these things were developed in the context of astronomy. So, this astronomy and mathematics went hand in hand, and in India also lot of works are containing both, and typically mathematics is a part of some treatise on astronomy. Now, Mahavira's Ganita Sara Sangraha is one of the important works, first work to be entirely devoted to mathematics. He does not talk about astronomy at all. I mean, there may be some application of the results in his book on astronomy, but astronomy is not his prime concern, mathematics is the prime concern, and that is what he develops, and he develops in a very elaborate manner. It is a very elaborate work. It is can be used straight away, could have been used, must have been used as a textbook at that time. It is a very large work, more than 1000 verses, and lots of examples of various kinds, and any mathematical operation any of these methods, new methods, he will have a lot of examples illustrating various points. So, that way it is an extremely important work. So, we will discuss some parts of it, we will not be able to cover all the things, some parts of it in the 3 lectures. See, a commentary called Balabodha in Kannada was written by Daivagna Vallabha, and there is a Sanskrit commentary by Varadaraja on this work. So, dates of these are not known, also these are not available in print. Based on the manuscripts in Sanskrit as also in Kannada script and explanation in Kannada in some manuscripts, M. Rangacharya published the edited version of Ganita Sara Sangraha with English translation and explanatory notes in 1912, about nearly 100 years back. So, my account of Ganita Sara Sangraha is entirely based on his Rangacharya's edited work with the translation. He has translated, and he actually has done a very good job. he has very patiently explained all the verses, examples and all that, and in the modern notation. And why various manuscripts in Kannada and all that is understandable, because Mahavira was belonging to the Karnataka region, so it became very popular there. So naturally many of the manuscripts are there in Kannada, and but there are some Telugu manuscripts also, and whatever is available Rangacharya used and published this edition. Now in chapter 1, which is terminology, basically Mahavira waxes eloquent on the use of mathematics in verses. लौकिके वैदिके वापि तथा सामयिके पिह व्यापारस्तत्र सर्वत्र संख्यानाम् उपयुज्यते कामतंत्रे अर्थशास्त्रे च गांधर्वे नाटके पिवा सूपशास्त्री तथा वैद्ये वास्तुविद्यादि वस्तुषु छंदोलंकार काव्येषु तर्क व्याकरणादिषु. Chanda, I already have listened extensively about the use of mathematics in Chandas. Kala guneshu sarveshu prastutam ganitam param suryadi grahachareshu grahane graha samyutau. So in astronomy, naturally it is, as I told, that the most important mathematics developed in this context, so it is not surprising that lot of mathematics is there. Triprashne, the problem of direction, time and space, which is an important chapter of astronomy in all Indian texts. Chandra Vruttau cha sarvatra angrikutam hitat Deepasagara Shailanam Sankhya Vyasa Parikshipaha Bhavanamentra Jyotirloka Kalpadivasinam Narakanancha Sarvesham Sreni Bandendra Kotkaraha Prakirnaka Pramanadya Buddhyante Ganitenate Praninam Tattva Samsthanam Ayurashta Gunadeha Yatradya Samhita Dyascha Sarveta Ganitashrayaha Bahubhihi Vipralapaihi Kim Trailokye Sacharachare Yat Kinchid Vastu Tatsarvam Ganitena Vina Nahi. So nothing happens without. You might also notice that the verses themselves are somewhat have an easy flow compared to the Brahmaspata Siddhanta and all that. He is actually a very great poet also, and verses are extremely nice, and if one knows Sanskrit, one will be able to appreciate it very well. So in all those transactions which relate to worldly, Vedic or other similar religious affairs, calculation of views, in the science of love, in the health of wealth, in music, in drama, etc., art of cooking, prosody, poetics, poetry, all these things, the science of computation is held in high esteem. Relation of movements of sun, moon, other heavenly bodies, diurnal problems, the course of moon, the number, diameter, all the numbers associated with islands, oceans, mountains, and we already see the revolution numbers and all that, how various things can be expressed. And of course later many more interesting aspects of these mathematics will come in these revolution numbers. So all these numbers are important, and mathematics deals with them. Of the interspace between worlds, of the world of light and the world of gods, to the dwellers in hell, he does not forget the hell dwellers. Miscellaneous measurements of all sorts, all these are made out by computation. The configuration of living beings, length of their lives, 8 attributes, similar things, their progress and such other things, all these are dependent upon computation. What is the good of saying much in vain? Whatever there is in all the 3 worlds, which are possessed of moving and non-moving beings, all that indeed cannot exist as apart from measurement. So he talks of 8 arithmetical operations: Gunakara or Pratyutpanna as he calls it, Bhagahara, Kruti, then Vargamula, Ghana, Ganamula, Chiti or Sankalita summation, Vyutkalita or Shesha, subtraction of a part of series from the whole series. I will not be dealing with whatever has been done in too much detail, so don't get bored. Expect something slightly more newer things. Okay. So in particular consider his understanding of the operations with 0, one of the first times where these operations with 0 has been described. Tadita kena rashi kham sovikari hruto yataha hinopi kha vadadihi kham yoge kham yojyat swarupakam. A number multiplied by 0 is 0, and that number remains unchanged when it is divided by, combined with or diminished by 0. Multiplication and other operations in relation to 0 give rise to 0, and in the operation of additions the 0 becomes the same as what is added to it. So, for any number a into 0 is 0 into a is equal to 0, a divided by 0 is 0, 0 divided by a is 0, a plus 0 is equal to 0 plus a is equal to a, and so it doesn't remains unchanged, a minus 0 is a. So, obviously a divided by 0 is wrong. So, when the first time it is happening, so some mistakes are bound to arise, because the concepts will become clearer and very crystallized later only in any mathematical tradition. Bhaskara called these Kahara operations and assigns the value infinity to it. I think Bhaskara was one of the first to understand the significance of this infinity. And similarly, he talks about the operations with positive and negative quantities. Runayor dhanayor ghate bhajane cha phalam dhanam runam dhanaranayostu syat swarnayoho vivaram yuto runayoho dhanayoho yogo yatha sankyam runam dhanam shodhyam dhanam runam rashehe runam shodhya dhanam bhavet dhanam dhanarnayo vargo mule swarne tayoho kramat runam swarupato vargo yatas tasmat na tat padam. In multiplying as well as dividing two negative or two positive quantities one by the other, the result is a positive quantity, but it is a negative quantity in relation to two quantities, one of which is positive and the other negative. In adding a positive and negative quantity, the result is the difference. So, this is understanding, already very clear understanding of positive and negative numbers. The addition of, according to him, the addition of two negative quantities or of two positive quantities gives rise to a negative or positive quantity in order. So, plus 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 is plus, minus plus minus is minus. A positive quantity which has to be subtracted from a given number becomes negative. So, clearly a, okay, minus of plus a will become a plus b is a minus b, and a negative quantity which has to be so subtracted becomes positive. So, that is a minus of minus b is a plus b, and the square of a positive as well as of a negative quantity is positive, and the square root of those square quantities are positive and negative in order. As in the nature of things, a negative quantity is not a square quantity, it has therefore no square root. So, what he is saying is plus a into plus b is minus a into minus b, so is plus of a b, I mean a b they knew how to multiply naturally, and a into minus b is minus a b, and a plus minus b is a difference b, which means a minus b if a is greater than b, and minus b minus a if b greater than a, plus plus b is equal to plus of a plus b, like that. B minus a is b plus minus a minus of minus b is a plus b, and plus a whole squared is minus a whole squared is plus a squared, and square root of plus a squared is plus a or minus a, that also he clearly recognizes. A negative number has minus b has no square root, because the square is always positive. See, these all look somewhat very trivial to us. Already we all start with that, in our high school onwards, these operations with plus and minus, but it took a long time for this to be digested. Okay, in fact, there is one historian of mathematics from the West who had come, and he had giving a talk on this use of these negative quantities and all that. So, he was saying that the use of negative quantities, people were very uncomfortable with it even in 19th century. So, I mean, it is not what we take for granted many things, it is not that trivial, you see, when it started, because was something, some negative dimension, you see, is there, and then how to define it and how to define operations with it. So, that is very important. And of course, he says that a negative quantity does not have a square root, because if you take a positive quantity, its square is positive, if you take a negative quantity, its square is again positive. So, both positive and negative quantities have a positive square. So, how can you have a negative square? So, now of course, we are saying that there is a minus 1, square root of minus 1, we denote it at I and use it extensively, but it depends upon what we are using, see what we are dealing with. So, if we are using only real quantities, certainly it is very hard to imagine a quantity with a negative square. Yeah. So, and then in the verses, later verses, see, please in these things. Verses means this does not mean 63, 68, actually various chapters are there and each of them verses are numbered like that. So, this is not verse number in the text, some chapter, only chapter, that is all, you know. So, you should remember that. So, he gives the names of notational, not rotational, notational places. One is Eka, Dasha, Mahak, up to Mahakshobha, like that. So, I do not have to go through all that. We have already heard about, you know, how various powers of 10 were considered, you know, from Vedic times in India. Then chapter 2 elaborates on arithmetical operations, parikrama and simplification of various kinds. So, multiplication, all these things, you know, the earlier works, they always deal with various, you know, the simplest operations, they all are, you know, discussed in great detail, because multiplication, addition, etc. are very important, and multiplication can be done in different ways. Obviously, people, you know, who are very, who do like a Shakuntala Devi, you see, who could compute very, you know, product of two huge numbers in a jiffy, so she would have had some method ingrained in her, you see. So, there some very tricky, these things will be, methods will be there, interesting methods. So, there are many innumerable methods, but the common methods are what are discussed in the books. So, it is called Kapata Sandhi. So, this you might write the number like this and the other multiplier and the multiplicand, and you keep multiplying each of the digits of the one by the other and keep moving. So, I do not have to explain these things, this is very simple. Then A into B into C into D is equal to A into B by A into A into C D. I mean, in some applications, some multiplications, particular examples, it may be convenient to divide by something and then afterwards multiply by the same thing. So, that is all it means. So, similarly, and then he gives some interesting products like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 into 9 is 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, it is called Narapala. So, similarly, 1, 4, 2, 8, 5, 7, 1, 4, 3 into 7 is 1 into all the various zeros into 1. In fact, one can see if you read the book work, see, go through the work, it really has a very good sense of humor also, you know. So, all these things, it does many things to attract students. Similarly, division is dividend by divisor from left to right, remove common factors. So, all those things are done, and squaring, see, it does not many, there may be some simplifications in, you know, in splitting it into various parts. So, that is what he will discuss. See, for instance, A squared is A minus B into A plus B squared. So, in some, if you want to have some 998 whole squared, you see, it is very convenient to write it as 1000 minus 2 whole squared and use this, yes, like that. So, similarly, n squared, if you want to take the n squared, it is 1 plus 3 plus 5 into 2 up to 2n minus 1, arithmetic progression with 1 as the first term and 2n minus 1 as the last. So, that the sum is n squared. And similarly, he very clearly says that a plus b plus c etc. whole squared is a squared plus b squared plus c squared plus etc. plus 2ab plus 2ac plus etc. all the products twice of that, you see, various products which will come, n into n minus 1 by 2 products will come. So, all these. So, in particular, if you have this number like this in decimal notation, so then you have this, finally you get a1 squared, the units place you have got a1 squared, in the 10 place you have got a1 into 10 into all this a2 plus a3 into 10 etc. So, that is a very, I mean, he explains all these things in detail, you know, because as I told you, nothing is taken for granted. From the scratch he is building up the whole mathematical vocabulary of those times. So, that is very important, and the 100th place it is a2 squared. So, like that. Square root is earlier Indian procedure, I do not have to go through that. Cube is, sometimes it is, you know, convenient to write it like this, a into a minus b into a plus b squared into a minus b plus b cubed, or interestingly it can also be written as a cubed is equal to a plus 3a plus etc. It is also a sum of a arithmetic expression with a as the first term and 2a as the common difference. And similarly, a cubed can also be written like this, a squared plus a minus 1 into this arithmetic series progression. And similarly, you write a cubed is equal to 3 into 1 into 2 plus 2 into 3 plus etc. like this. So, it's very, if you see this, then it is clear that 3 into 2 squared minus 2 plus 3 squared minus 3 etc. So, it is very cleverly it has been done, you see, because this will be 1 squared plus etc plus a squared minus 1 plus etc plus a, 2 progressions. Okay. So, then we know this, we already know these results. So, you get a cube. So, similarly he talks about cube. So, various ways of essentially based on the same principle as for the square, but of the one more this thing is there. See, you got 3. So, you will get various terms like this, all these things he will explain. And cube root is and I do not want to talk about it, already it has been talked about enough. So, it is the same as the earlier Indian procedure by Aryabhatta and Brahmagupta. So, but I think you should try this example. O mathematician, you are clever in calculation, give out after examination the root of 859011369945948864, which is the cubic quantity. Okay. So, he has already given it is the cubic quantity. So, please do this. So, then the Chiti or summation he talks about that, that is one of the arithmetical operations. So, if your sum is this a plus etc, a plus n minus d is ekabhihino gacchaha, gacchaha is the number of term, prachaya guno dvigunita samyuktaha, like that. Prachaya is this thing d, the difference, dviguna adi, adi is the first term. So, like that. So, that is the we already discussed it in detail earlier lectures. So, he gives an example. The first term is 3, the common difference is 8, the number of terms is 12. All the 3 quantities are gradually increased by 1 until there are 7 series. Okay. So, not 1, 7 small sub problems are there in this. Okay. O mathematician, note the sums of all those series. So, this is the verse. Then expression for number of terms n from a, d and s, same as in Brahmasputa Siddhanta, we had seen that for that, and of course Aryabhatiya also gives that. So, this is essentially you have to solve a quadratic equation, right, n from a, d and s. So, and then he gives various example, adirdvo prachayoshto dvau rupena trayat kramat vruddho khanko rasadri netram Kendu hara vittamatra ko gacchaha. Okay. The first term is 2, the common difference is 8, these two are increased successively by 1 till 3 series are so made up. The sums of the 3 series are 90, 276 and 110 in order. What is the number of terms in each series? So, you have to do this. I think you have to copy this and try these exercises. And similarly, you can find a in terms of d n and s and d in terms of a n and s. So, they are all quite trivial, he states them. Then he discusses some mixed problems. So, we consider 2 series. In the first series, I mean the 2 series is the number of the first term and the common difference, they are interchanged. In the first series, first term is a, common difference is d, number of terms is n, sum is s. In the second series, the first term is d and the common difference is a and the number of terms is n1, sum may be s1. So, then one can the first term and the common difference of the 2 series are interchanged, as I told you. The ratio of the sums is given and the number of terms n and n1 are given. You have to find a, d and other things, and he has given a solution. You understand, in the first series the first term is a, common difference is d, number of terms is n, sum is s, and in the second series the first term is d, the common difference is a, the number of terms is n1, this must be n1 and sum is s1. So, he gives a solution like this, n into n minus 1 by into p minus 2 n1 and d is equal to n1 squared minus n1 minus 2 p n1, where p is s1 by s. Essentially, in fact, what is given is only the ratio of the sums. Okay. So, here you see actually s is this and s1 is this, right, sum of the arithmetic series. So, there are 2 equations for unknowns a and d, we have to solve for a and d in terms of these, but only s by s1 is given. Okay. There is only one, essentially there will be, you have to divide these 2 equations, there will be only one equation s by s1. Okay. So, the one equation for two quantities A and D. So, it is an indeterminate equation actually. So, he can show that actually if you take S1 by S is equal to P, so then A and D, that will be correct. In fact, in the modern language it is what is known as an ansatz. It's kind of an some kind of a, you start with some kind of a, from some intelligent guess, you assume a form for the solution, you see, and then carry on, because it is actually indeterminate and you do not have a unique solution. So, he has given some example. द्वादश षोडश पदयोर व्यस्त प्रभवोत्तरे समान धनम द्वादि गुण भाग धनमपि कथयत्वं गणित शास्त्रज्ञ. So, in relation to two series in AP having 12 and 16 for the number of terms, first and common difference are interchangeable, the sum of the series are equal, or the sum of one of them is twice, or any such multiple, or half, or such fraction. Okay. So, he is always, our man is slightly do small problems are embedded, a small set of problems embedded in each problem. Okay. So, here you have to n is equal to 12, n1 is equal to 16, and take p is equal to 1, 2, half, 3 by 2, etc. That is not so this ratio of the sums, and you have to find this AD, S1 like that. Okay. So, now he will come to the geometric progression. The important thing, as this is some whatever is there in the earlier thing, that is of course stated, but you please notice that there is some improvement in everything, there is some small improvement, some advancement, and that is a characteristic of Indian mathematics. Mahavira has some various new things, from compared to Brahmagupta. Brahmagupta himself had various new results apart from what Aryabhatta stated. Aryabhatta himself of course got some results from maybe earlier tradition and got some things, this thing. And similarly one can see that Bhaskara will give a lot more these things, advances the mathematical knowledge in various ways, and Narayana Pandita much more sophisticated ways, very important departures, and Kerala school of mathematics, of course they go almost a new phase we enter, with some very sophisticated discussion and analysis, infinite series and all that. So, that is the thing. So, though you are starting with these things, whatever was known from the earlier thing is adding up. So, that is happening. So, this sum of this geometric progression is given. So, this all this is I do not have to explain this result. Now, an important method to find R, the common ratio is to given the first term, number of terms n and the sum s. This is not a given A, R and n you can find S, but given S, A and n to find R, this is an nth degree equation. So, it is not easy. So, he gives a very interesting method. Asaktudvyekam mukhakruta vrittam yenodrutam bhavet sachayah. That quantity by which the sum of the series divided by the first term and then lessened by 1 is divisible throughout when this process of division after the subtraction of where 1 is carried on in relation to all the successive quantities, time after time, that quantity is the common ratio. So, what he is trying to say is, so the S is this, S by A is R to the power of n minus 1 divided by R minus 1, and S prime minus 1 is this, R to the power of n minus 1 by this minus 1, so which is this. So, this is divisible by R clearly. So, now you take this, you take 1 by R into S prime minus 1, so this you call it as S double prime, subtract 1 from this, again one can see that it is divisible by R, S double prime minus 1, that is R to the power of n minus 1 by R minus, you found this ratio, then subtract 1, that is also divisible by R. So, you go on, you see, and one should check the R such that at each stage of the process S prime minus 1, S double prime minus 1, S double triple prime minus 1 etc. is divisible by R till 1 gets 1. Okay. So, it is little tricky, because what do you start with, you see, and sometimes trial and error you have to use, you see, in the first step it may be divisible by many numbers, but afterwards you subtract 1 and this thing, then you will be only a few things. So, it will get narrowed down, Now, here of course, I use the result that R to the power of n minus 1 is this. So, it is always divisible by R minus 1. So, for instance, if let A is 3, B 3, N is 6, S is 4095, for geometric progression first term is 3 and number of terms is 6 and common ratio you have to find out. So, what you do is you divide the sum by the first, you get 1365, subtract 1, you get 1364. So, now choose by trial R is equal to 4. So, then 1364 by 4 is 341, then subtract 1, 340 is divisible by 4, you get 85. 85 you subtract 1, you get 21, you subtract 1 again, that is again divisible by 4, 5 minus 1 is 4, is again divisible by 4. So, 4 is the common ratio. So, this is how you get it. Now, as I told you, sometimes it may be tricky, so you have to watch out. And finding n given R and S, that also he gives. So, for instance, S into R minus 1 by A plus 1 is R to the power of n. You can express that sum like this. So, you keep dividing by R this quantity, the number of times that this resulting quantity is successively divisible by R till one gets 1, that is n. So, this is somewhat little more is simpler. Okay. Suppose A is 3, R is 6, S is 77, what is n? So, this quantity is crucial, right. So, this is 1296 and 1296, now this is more straightforward, 1296 by 6 is this, 6 again is this, by 6 again is this. So, n is 4. So, it is. So, exercise is what is n when the first term is 3, the common ratio is 5 and the sum is 2288818353. So, please try this as an exercise. Okay. So, then he talks about, as I told you, some improvements are, some advancements are made. So, consider this series is it goes on up to n minus 1, but it is split into two parts, where one first part of d terms is n minus d terms. So, then this is called Vyutkalita, that is the later part of a series, where the initial part is called Ishta. So, this Vyutkalita is actually total sum minus Ishta basically. So, this is what you get. Now, multiplication, division, root, etc. of fractions, he will discuss in great detail. Various kinds of fractions are there, and really gives a large number of examples to illustrate various kinds of manipulations with fractions, multiplications, divisions, and so on and so forth. So that things will be fixed firmly in one mind. And number of terms in an AP is very interesting, that he takes this n prime is this, where n prime can be a fraction, the number of terms can be a fraction, you see. See, this kind of generalization and all that we are keeping doing only during the past few centuries, So, he did not mind, that the number of terms can be a fractional, but it is defined like that, you see, up to some time and then go a little further, not the next term, next integer, but fractional thing. As I told you, very detailed exposition of manipulations with fractions. Then arithmetic progressions, I will not, all these things are known. So, for instance, if this, if you want this to be square of n, a square of n can be got from an arithmetical progression where arbitrary a and d is this. If you want to express the square by a arithmetic series, some square of some number, integer. So, similarly, cube also can be expressed like this. In fact, any number x is cube can be expressed as a sum of an arithmetic series, where the first term is x by 4, the difference is 2a and n is 2x. And he talks about various relations between arithmetical and geometrical progressions. So, for instance, you can have an arithmetical progression and geometrical progression. Suppose you want the sums to be equal. So, then you can find the first term and all that. If the first term is taken to, or the arithmetical progression is taken to be this, then the two series sums will be equal. Then he talks about various manipulations with fractions to solve problems. So, a problem of Shesha variety I will just go through for as an example. Consider the number x and fractions b1, b2, etc. bn. Suppose a fraction b1x is subtracted from x. So, remainder is x minus b1x, right. So, which is written as x into 1 minus b1. A fraction b2 of the remainder is subtracted. So, x minus b1x, the fraction b2 of this is subtracted from this. So, it will be this quantity, which is 1 minus b1 into 1 minus b2 into x, and a fraction b3 of the remainder is subtracted. So, minus b3 into this whole thing you have to write. So, which is this. So, you can go on like that. So, this goes on till this nth remainder is y, a unknown quantity. To solve for x in terms of y, so Rn is this, suppose is y. So, clearly x is y divided by all this. So, for instance, he gives the example कोष्ठस्य लेबे नवमांशमेकः परेष्ठ भागादि दलान्तिमांशान् शेषस्य पुनः पुराणा दृष्टा मया द्वादश तत्प्रमाका. Purana is the name of the monetary unit. Purana drushta maya dvadasha. 12 Puranas were seen. On the contents of a treasury, one man obtained 1/9 part, others obtained from 1/9 in order to 1/2 in the end by successive remainders, and at last 12 Puranas were seen. What is it? Numerical measure of the Puranas contained in the treasury. So, here straight away use this method. B1 is 1/9, B2 is 1/9, 1/8, etc., up to half, and then 12 is the what is found. So, x is 12 divided by all this. So, this will be equal to 243/2 or 121.5 Puranas is solution. So, this of course will be then Shesha Moola variety. This is Shesha, then Shesha Moola. So, Moola also will come, root x kind of a thing. Suppose we have problems of the form x minus bx minus c root x minus a is equal to 0. So, then you have the quadratic equation to write the solution like this, one of the roots, and then x is root x by this quadratic equation solution. So, he gives an example. Simhas chatvarodro pratisesha षडंशका दिमार्दान्ताः मूले चत्वारोपि च विपिने दृष्टा कियन्तस्ते. 4 out of a collection of lions were seen on a mountain. Okay, chatvaro, adro, mountain. Okay, and fractional parts commencing with 1/6. Pratishesha shadamsha, right? Commencing with this shadamshakadi, starting from that, commencing with that, and ardhantaha, ending with half of the successive remainders, and lions equivalent in number to twice its square root. Mule chatvaropi cha vipine drushta, twice of the numerical value of the collection, as also finally remaining 4 lions were seen. Chatvaropi cha kiyantaste, how many are those lions in the collection? Okay. So, then essentially the problem is this. So, 4 of them were seen on the mountain. So, you subtract that. So, of the remaining 1/6 went away like that. So, 1 minus 1/6 of this was remaining. Out of that 1/5 went. So, like that. So, this is x minus 4, and then twice the moola. Okay, so that is equal to twice the moola. So, then if you subtract that also, 4 was finally remaining. If you subtract twice the moola of the original number. So, what you get is a solution, equation like this, x minus 4 into this. So, this is this thing. So, one can solve it, and x is equal to 196. So, the chapter 5 is in the rule of 3, 5, etc. Again, I am not going to detail, but just mention an interesting problem. द्वात्रिंशद्दस्त दीर्घ प्रविशति विवरे पंचबिस सप्तमार्धैः कृष्णा हीन्द्रो दिनस्या सुख परिचितः सार्ध सप्तांगुलानि पादेनाहोंगुले द्वे तिचरण सहिते वर्धते तस्य पुच्छं रंध्रम कालेन केन प्रविशति गणगोत्तमं मे ब्रूहि स्वयं. A powerful, unvanquished, excellent black snake. which is 32 hastas in length. Okay. Pravishati, enters into a hole. Okay. Enters into a hole at the rate of 7.5 angula. Okay. Sardha saptangulani in 5/14 of a day. And in the course of 1/4 of a day, its tail grows by 3/4 of an angula. Okay. Pade naho angule. Okay. Dve tricharana sahite. So 3/4, right? Pade naha is 1/4 of a day. Vardate tasya pucham. Okay. Its tail. So randre kalena kaina pravishati. Tell me by what time this same serpent enters into the hole. Ganakottama, say Bruhi. Okay. Oh, you expert in mathematicians. Please tell the solution. So that is the. So it's quite, you have to be little careful, but it is direct. Okay. So then, in fact, he discusses various varieties of mixed problems. Okay. So I will come into that. In fact, there is a lot of much of this work is on the so-called mixed problems. So for instance, typically if capital I is the interest on principal capital P and time capital T months, and I is the interest in a capital small p in small t months. Okay. Then I is this T into P into I by capital T into P. Okay. I mean, if the rate of interest is the same, I am saying, if the rate of interest is the same, so then one can you can easily see that I by I will be T into P by capital T into P. So the rate of interest is the same, so this equation will be true. But suppose you are given m is equal to P plus T along with capital P, capital T, capital I and small I. Okay. So then how to find out small p and t? So this is a slightly involved problem. So using the small principal and the time, okay, only the sum is given, then one can show that I will not. So t is this. So m is equal to P plus T is this. So P squared minus MP, you will get a quadratic equation. So P will be this actually, and T is equal to m minus P. Essentially somewhat similar to what Brahmagupta had considered as one of the problems I had told, but only slightly different kind of a problem, but same technique is used. And finally, for instance, by lending out at what capital for what time at the rate of 3 per 60 per month, would a man obtain 18 as interest, 66 being the mixed sum of that time and that capital. Okay. So here what is given is m is 66. See, for capital P is equal to 60, for 1 month the interest is 3. Okay. So now what is the interest? Suppose the interest is given to be 18. Okay, it is some other person, some other lending. The interest generated is given to be 18, and the time plus the principal is given to be 66. So then what is that principal and what is that time? So for that you have to use the quadratic equation, you get the solution 60 or 6. Okay. So either t is equal to 6 or 60. So principal is 60. Okay. So the interest will be 18 if it is 6 months. But if the principal is 6, the interest is 18 if the time is 60 months. So this is the. So there are many more mixed problems involving money lent out at various rates, involving contributions of several persons to the principal and so on, as also proportionate division in other situations. Okay. Suppose there are various quantities purchased at specified different rates, and the total amount of the purchase is specified. To find the amount of quantity specified. These are all very simple, but put in a more general context and a readily usable form kind of a thing. For instance, okay, I will tell you what it is, and then maybe because we do not have too much time. See, suppose various quantities are bought. Okay, the rate price is R prime I. I will let you will know why I am writing R prime here. Ri by Ni. Ri is the price of the quantity Ni. Okay. Some quantity I is there, some element item I is there, the quantity of that is Ni, the price is Ri for that quantity, that is the rate is Ri by Ni, and let the quantities of 1, 2, 3 n be x1 to xn. So, the total amount for purchase is clearly the quantity of each and then multiplied by the rate price. So, this will be this. Now, suppose you are given the ratios of these quantities, x1 is to x2 etc. is equal to alpha n is to alpha 2 etc. So, that is essentially xi is equal to alpha I into x, okay, one quantity is there. So, you get, if you substitute this here, you get this. So, you get capital X to be this. So, xi is alpha Ia by sigma alpha I Ri by Na. Okay. So, you can directly work with Ri by Na, you do not have to do the rate and do all these things. See, for example, one example is given. Dvabhyam trini tribihi panchabhi stapta manakaihi dadima amra kapitha. Dadima is pomegranate, amra mango, kapitha is wood apple, kapithanam phalani ganitardavit, kapitha trigunam amram, dadimam shadgunam bhavet. Okay. The number of mangoes are 3 times as kapitha, wood apples. Okay. And pomegranate, dadimam shadgunam, 6 times these things. So, and the rates are given, dvabhyam trini, you see, for pomegranates the rate is 3 for 2, and similarly for the other mangoes it is 5 for 3, okay, tribihi pancha, like that, So, and for the wood apples it is 7 for 5. So, you have to find out how many quantities. So, then here one has to just straight away use this formula. So, here for pomegranates the rate is, you get 2 pomegranates for 3 pomegranates for 2 units of money. For mangoes for 5 you get for 3, and similarly for wood apple 5 you get for 7, and the ratios are given to be this 6 is to 3 is to 1, 6 is to 3 is to 1. So, that is the pomegranates, mangoes and wood apples. So, then amount is given to be 76. So, total amount is this, what each individual thing you will get. So, you will get it to be, you have to calculate all these things, and finally you get the number of pomegranates to be 70, number of mangoes to be 35, and number of wood apples is equal to 35 by 3. So, this is what you will get for 76 panas, okay, 76 panas. When it is mentioned that the number of mangoes is thrice the number of wood apples and number of pomegranates is 6 times the number of wood apples. So, this is one typical problem. The references are given here. So, thank you. So, we will discuss some more problems of this sort, various mixed quantities and all that, which are of direct interest in daily life. Okay, I will stop here.